What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Swee's price is doing a lot of the things that we were looking for in yesterday's video, so I want to give you a quick update letting you know exactly what's going on and what we can expect next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. And guys, don't forget, if you do want to start trading a little bit of Bitcoin, Solana, Sweet, and many more today on all the way up to 500x leverage, you can use that BTCC link down below. If you do use my link specifically on this landing page, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. This means that if you deposit, say, $4,000, they're going to give you $400 on the spot to start trading with. Whatever profit you make from that $400 is all for you, no strings attached. This is literally an opportunity to make free gains during a bull market on a very good platform. So if you want to go check that out, of course, I will leave the link down there for you, and you can go check it out yourself. Now, in order for me to be able to really explain why what we're seeing right now is actually a good thing, even though it feels scary, let's kind of go back in time a bit, do a quick recap of what's been going on. So as you all know, what we have been tracking recently for Sweet has been its breakout of this parallel channel. Of course, you all know parallel channels are my favorite structures in all of crypto because they have such a high rated breaking to the top side, and that's exactly what we saw from Sweet. We saw Sweet put in this high, we saw it put in this low. We broke out of this parallel channel, went up towards our golden zone, got rejected off of it. We saw the three-step verification take place. Step 1, backtest the channel. Step 2, clear the bottom side and clear the most recent macro high. Step 3, clear the golden zone. We saw all three of those steps happen as Sweet then took off, hitting towards our breakout target perfectly because we knew, right? $4.27, $4.70, $4.50. This little area right here is very likely where Sweet was going to head to. We knew this, of course, just based off of our, of course, Fibonacci's. Generally speaking, when you can clear the golden zone, it unlocks the door to the Fibonacci extension levels up here. And so because of that, I told you all the moment we started hitting these Fibonacci extension levels, like, hey, we just need to be a little bit more cautious now. It's time to kind of caution up a little bit because when you do hit breakout targets, especially perfectly, right? Like Sweet hit 450 basically perfectly, and I told you, seeing people take profit, seeing it pull back a bit isn't uncommon. You got to understand, one thing that we talk about here on the channel every day, it feels like, is that long-term sustainable growth comes with pumps and pullbacks, pumps and pullbacks. This is not long-term sustainable growth. That's a fast blow off top. We don't want to see that. We want to see long-term sustainable growth, which looks like this. This is what we want to see, and this is what we're getting from Sweet. So with that in mind, in yesterday's video, kind of getting closer to the modern day, what I told you all was that we were getting some very good signals from Sweet. We were noticing the fact that, look, although the price may continue a little bit lower, we're in a spot where the bulls are stepping in where we need them to. And as long as the bulls continue to step in where we need them to, I think we're going to be in a spot in which we could see Sweet's price really start to make some strong moves towards the upside. And I think that once this market does turn back in our favor, we could be in a very good spot for Sweet to actually start pushing up past 450, maybe even giving us a pump back up towards $5.50, maybe even upwards of $6. So although it feels bad as the price is coming down, it's not actually bad. You guys know my favorite reference to use is a slingshot. Bull markets are like slingshots. In order to go forward, you got to pull yourself back a little bit. You have to pull back, go forward, pull back, go forward. And even though sometimes these pullbacks are really big, it's fine because think about it. The more you pull that thing back, the more likely it is that you're really going to catch some momentum. And sure, one day you're going to pull it back and that thing's going to break. And then we're in a bear market. But I don't think that's where we are right now. And so as a result of that, I'm not stressed about that. And so whenever we're seeing pullbacks like this, it's important to pay attention to what's happening during them because they can truly start to imply what we can see next and what we can start to expect next. And so now that you're a bit caught up as to what we've been tracking and why we think that this pullback is actually a good thing, let's forward into today's video as to what's going on during this pullback and how things are starting to hold up now. Now, I will warn you, some of the things I'm about to say now that we're about to move forward a little bit are going to be a little bit complicated and confusing, especially if you're newer to the space. So all I ask from you is if you are someone who is new to the space and you're just trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, or if you're on the other side of the spectrum and you're already advanced, but you're just trying to add more tools to the toolbox, all that I ask you is to just stick around to the end of the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing over in the Discord server, because all of these lessons and classes and coaches and signals and all of these things that we're providing here are generating our community hundreds of percentages in gains every single day. Even on days like yesterday where everything was falling, we had members dropping 200, 100, 200, 300% gains on a consistent basis. So again, if you're someone who wants to just get better at this whole crypto thing, all I ask from you is to stick around at the end of the video. So as Swee's price is pulling back, what I will let you know is that we are actually seeing some very good signs as it has been continuing. Now, what you're looking for in a moment like this is whether or not the bulls are willing to step in or not. Because quite frankly, if the bulls are willing to step in during bearish times, imagine what they're going to be willing to do during bullish times. The type of momentum that got us to do this is the exact type of momentum we will need to stop this pullback from happening. Because listen, these are inevitable during bull markets. There will be periods in which the bears win. It's just what happens. And so what we need to see is if the bulls are at least just willing to slow this move down so that when this does inevitably slow down, then we'll be in a beautiful spot to continue upwards. And what you can see is if we head down to the hourly charts, that is what's been happening. Every time SWE has hit one of these macro levels of liquidity, we have seen the bulls step in. And I'll just draw them out for you really quickly. We had right here, we had one there, we had one there, zoom out a little bit more, we had one here, we had one here, okay? So all of these white lines are previous points of resistance that should serve as support as SWE's price does continue downwards. And what you can see is that every single time we were hitting these zones of support, SWE's price was bouncing off of it. Look at this, bounce, 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 boom, to the upside. We got rejected off this one, so forced back downwards, but that's okay. Then we came back down a little bit lower. Look, boom, we hit this one, we hit this one, we hit this one. The bulls really stepped in at this one, pushing the price back up. Comes back down, we hold that one. Comes back up, or back down, we hold that one. Now we're pushing higher. And so what you can see when you identify all of these liquidity zones with these white lines is that the bulls are stepping in every single time that they need to. And again, no, they're not stopping the downward momentum because the bears will have periods in which they're winning, but they are doing a very good job at slowing it down because remember, the bears can only push this so far during a bull market. They're swimming against the tide. They're swimming against the current. They will eventually lose. While we're in a bull market, they will eventually lose. And so because of that, we just want to see the bulls do their best at slowing this down so we can mitigate the losses as much as possible, establish good support zones to then be able to push back upwards. Now, does this mean that SWE is immediately going to start working its way back up? No. Does it mean it's possible? Oh, it's absolutely possible. I mean, we just saw a pullback of 25%. Oftentimes you will see 25 to 35% pullbacks during bull markets. That's normal. So that does imply that sure, this may be the bottom, but it also may not be the bottom, guys. But I don't know if you've come to recognize it or not. That's not what matters. It does not matter. Everyone wants to know, is it going to keep going lower? Will it pull back from here? Will it not? That's not what matters. What matters right now is the fact that even if this is not the bottom, the likelihood is that the bottom is very close, but one way or another, whether we bottom out here or we bottom out here, the door of opportunity for us to be able to push to the upside even more is opening wider and wider as the bulls are stepping in on a consistent basis as the price goes lower. There is a possibility that we are at the bottom or very close to it. We're back testing this previous 618 to 786 golden zone, a major point of resistance. We also have our own Fibonacci golden retracement zone to the bottom side now, which overlaps that and goes down towards $3.40. So this is probably the biggest zone of support that could possibly have been formed for SWE between where we are now and between 340. So it very well might hold up here, but that's not the point. It doesn't matter. Sure, you want to do a little bit of buying on some SWE right now? That's a great idea. Hell, over in the server, I did a little bit of buying myself. If I go over to Insights with Tyler, you can see SWE was one of the ones that we purchased yesterday during the dip as it was falling, and we picked up SWE around $3.50, and now that bad boy is up, 9%, 10%. So those purchases were good, but overall, it's one of those situations where it's just kind of like, yeah, if you want to buy some SWE, now's not a bad time. Even if it does pull back even more, it's not a bad time because all of the signals and all of the indicators, everything is flashing that SWE has a very, very damn good chance at finding a higher low, finding some support, and using that to continue as long as the bull market continues. Now, sure, if the bull market ends and Bitcoin drops to 40K, obviously SWE's going to absolutely eat dust and we're going straight downwards. I just don't see that happening. I can't imagine why we would start erasing all of the gains that have been being made over the last few months. And so because of that, I think SWE's in a great spot. And what I'm going to do probably tomorrow is actually give you guys a video telling you at what point would I actually get concerned. Because there are points in which if SWE's price just goes lower and lower and lower and lower, then I would actually start getting concerned that something is not good, right? Something not good is happening. I'm just not seeing that yet. And since I'm not seeing that yet, I'm not worrying about that. I don't stress about things in advance because if you stress stress about it in advance, and it happens. You live through it 2 times. There's no point in doing that. And so where I am right now is I'm just allowing this thing to play out. I think we're in a very good spot. The bulls are stepping in when they need to, providing that support. Our indicators are resetting and the bulls are resting. And so even if this isn't the bottom, I do believe we're very close to it. And I do think that we'll be in a spot to where we can try to make a beautiful move upwards at some point, maybe even sooner than later. And so, of course, as this all does play out, you guys know I'll be here with you every step of the way as we do start to get more momentum and, shifts in price movement and much more. So make sure you watch that, but pay very close attention to all this support that is being established right now, because it really will determine where SWE likely goes, not only for the next couple days, but for the next few weeks. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you were somebody who's just simply trying to get better at this whole crypto thing, what I want you to do is check out the Discord server. Now, in order to get access to the Discord server, guys, it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, either $17 a month or $5 a month. And when you do sign up over on Patreon, in that link down below, you're going to get access to this Discord server, which comes with Insights with Tyler, where I give my thoughts and ideas and insights about things. Sometimes when I'm buying and selling, changes to my portfolio. Sometimes it's just general advice on things that I'm seeing in the market. You get daily technical analysis on your favorite cryptos every day. You get fundamental analysis on the actual market itself. We have 2 teams of professional traders who are posting their buy and sell signals every single day. And remember, these are pro teams. So all of they're living their livelihood in order for them to eat relies on them making good trades. So you can learn directly from them and see the things that they're doing. We just had Pro Trade Team 2 knock in a 136% gainer this morning, which was sweet. We have this exclusive show, Crypto Vault Live, every single day, Monday through Friday at 12, where Crypto Moses takes you through the market exclusively just for Discord members. We have premium classes on things like the Bollinger Bands, the Fibonacci, bull market investing. We have live workshops with coaches. We actually have one in 5 days, I believe. Yep, 5 days on December 15th, where we're going to be going a little bit deeper into altcoin investing. We have beginners courses on things like technical analysis for beginners, leverage trading for beginners. These are 30-minute long classes, guys, that go through all the basics. It has vocabulary, cheat sheets, 18-page presentation, 20-page presentations, all types of stuff. And then tips with Tyler, which are just these little 2-3 minute long videos on random things, such as how I take profits, setting up my Fibonacci's, and much more. Now, on top of all of that, you have access to the community, where premium members can ask questions directly to myself and some of the other 6 coaches in the server who answer them every single couple hours. And then, of course, all of that has been contributing to building a community that is printing gains, because our whole goal is to cultivate a community of people who are trying to just get better at crypto. So all of these lessons we're teaching are developing into strategies for people, and these strategies are printing them. Hundreds of, this is just yesterday. On a terrible day like yesterday, people were still printing hundreds of percentages of gains, and that just goes to show the resiliency of the server. And so if you want to be somebody who is elevating like all of these people are, we have over 700 members just within the last month. So if you want to become part of that and you want to start printing some gains yourself, again, all that I ask from you is to just go check out that Discord server down below, because it is the cost of a Netflix subscription or cheaper, and I think that's great value. So of course, let me know what you think down below, and if you have been enjoying these videos every single day, 8, 9 videos a day, please do let us know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. But I do have a couple more videos planned for today, so make sure that you stay tuned for those, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.